Alright guys, so I'm going to be scalping EURUSD to actually get down to beneath these relative equal lows down here. So first of all, I'm going to be looking for an entry. I'm looking at this high to put a stop loss above. I'm looking at an entry in something like this. So it's roughly about a 2 pip stop loss, and I'm going to be targeting roughly about 10 pips for partials. So let's go ahead and put this sell in. And just regarding this 2 pip stop loss, I know it's a really small stop loss, but it doesn't always present itself like this. I'm on a 1 minute time frame. That's another reason why the stop losses are really small. Prices give me a high that I could use. I don't necessarily have to pull it above that high. I can just pull it right where it is now. It was literally just 3 more pipettes. But anyway, guys, let's keep it moving now. And so now I want to show you guys what I'm actually looking at. Let's go to the 1 hour time frame. So you can see this is my week so far. You can see prices rallied up to the upside, higher highs and higher lows. But now the DXY is firming up right now. And so I'm looking to sell because EURUSD moves opposite to the DXY. If the DXY is pushing higher, I want to be in a sell for EURUSD. So this is what I'm looking at right now. This is a scalp. And so I've marked up the very highest point here and the lowest point of these 2 candles over here. And so this is where I'll be taking partials off the trade, and I'll let the rest ride to see whether we can run out this low. And if we can run out this low, then I'll be looking at what is beneath here. Maybe we can look at the intra-week lows. Wherever my trade is, let's go ahead and expand that out so I can see it clearly. So ultimately, this is where I want price to get to, down here. So that is a 27 pip move. I know I'm not, doing pips, but just to let you guys know, this is a 27 pip move with a 2 pip stop loss. That's a 1 to 13/14R trade. You don't have to do 2 pip stop losses. You could have done more. Here's the high. You could have put that stop loss above this high. That would have made that 6 pip stop loss, and that still would be a good juicy trade. 1 to 4R trade right there. Price is giving me a smaller high to work with, so I'm going to work with the smaller high. Okay, cool. So now I'm looking at price going to the downside. I want to run at that sell side liquidity. So I already marked up where my sell side liquidity is. So guys, we're going to get going. 2 pip stop loss. Let's go. We should be able to run this up. And just to show you guys what else is happening here. So this is the 1 hour order block, bearish order block. Price trades up into that 1 hour bearish order blocks and then begins to drop. Let's go down the time frame now. In the 1 minute time frame, what do we see in here? A sign that will let you know that price is going to drop. When the price drops low beneath this low over here, it dropped beneath that one and that one. So it just showed basically how strong this push down low was. When price did that, it retraced up into the imbalance or fair value gap over here. So this is our fair value gap, this little section over here. And then what happened after that? Price then dropped low again to take out the low. That's a very strong sign that price wants to drop. And so even if you missed it from up here, there's going to be opportunities to catch it as price is dropping. And if you missed it, for example, let's just say you missed this trade, your next entry will be here. If it closes like this and it comes back up into this imbalance here, then that would be your entry. And then what you could have done is you could have put your stop loss above this kind of 6 wick high. Price is pushing now. We should get that push to the downside. The dollar's strengthening up. The dollar's getting strong. So why shouldn't EURUSD drop? Here's the start of the week for the dollar. You can see we've dropped lower. I want to see whether we can at least get back up into this up close candle here. And so in doing so, if the dollar is going to strengthen up to this area here and potentially higher, then we should see EURUSD drop. And part of the reason I want price to rally up higher, or the dollar to rally up higher, is because I want it to take out this high over here. This high right here. This is my ultimate goal. I want to see whether we can take out this high. And so that means if the dollar is going to strengthen up, I need to be of a bearish mindset for EURUSD. If I want the dollar to take out its high, I want EURUSD to take out its low. So we have a long way. And so what we want is only a small piece of the action. So what did I say? I said if you never caught it from here, when price returns up into this imbalance here, this should be your sell with a stop loss above this high. And so this is what's happened so far. So let me just go ahead and mark up this fair value gap here. There we go. Or this imbalance. And comment down below, what do you call it? Do you call it an imbalance? Do you call it a fair value gap? What do you call it? I want to know. So this would be your entry if you missed that one. So that's perfect. That's all good. And that's just for your visual reference. My stop loss was not up here. You can see where my stop loss is. It's here. My stop loss is right here. All right, let's go. Let's see what else we can get going. Okay, guys, so here's an update on EURUSD. You can see we've pushed down lower. So first of all, price did come back up into this area before dropping again. Nothing to panic about. Our stop loss was in the right place. Everything was good. Everything was perfect. We are trading beneath that low now, beneath relative equal lows. And we've traded into the very open of this down close candle here. And this is where we are now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take off 80% off the trade now. And then I'm going to let the rest ride. All right. We just knocked off 80% of the trade. And guys, we're basically done right now. We don't need anything else. We're going to put our stop loss above this high here. So I've just moved my stop loss to above this high here. We're going to see whether we can catch the rest of this move down to the downside. Let's zoom out to the 50-minute time frame. So 50-minute time frame, we're nearly at TP. We're nearly at the final destination, which is the sell stops beneath this low. And at the same time, if they give us a new low, I'll keep on moving my stop loss even lower just to make sure I secure more of the bag. And I'm just going to show you guys where the DXY is right now too. So you can see the DXY has not even reached its up close candle yet. So which is basically this one over here. This is the up close candle on the DXY right here. And so that means to me, for EURUSD, I can continue to hold that trade, even though EURUSD, as you guys can see, has reached its down close candle. Alright guys, so here's an update regarding the trade. You can see prices come up and stopped out the rest of my position, and this is just the important reason of taking partial. Sometimes I can be very silly and not take partial sometimes and then experience this. Am I ticked off that the rest of my trade got taken out here? No. I took partial beneath this lower, and so I still didn't lose anything in this trade. I gained here, and I also gained when it got closed out here. So let's go ahead and put my executions on to show you guys what's going on. Here are my executions. This is where I entered. This is where I took partials down here, 80% of the trade, and then the rest of it got stopped out here. I was going to end the video there, but I thought I'll give you one more example of me using a small stop loss. I was actually recording this live, but it started taking its time, so I just ended off the recording. So I'm going to break it down. I'm also going to play my entry of this just so you guys can see what we're working with here. So I don't know what you consider a small stop loss. I don't know whether it's 10 pips, whether it's 20 pips, whether it's 5 pips. 4 pips, 1 pip, whatever it is, you would know what is a small stop loss for yourself. If you're used to trading 30 pips and you start using 10 pips, you're going to consider that as small. In no way, shape or form is this video created just to encourage you to use like stop losses like 1, 2, 3 pip stop losses. Sometimes in the market's price may present an opportunity to trade with a smaller stop loss. It's just whether on you, whether you're comfortable to take that or not. And so this is another example of a small stop loss trade. Like I said, I was going to just record the whole thing and talk over this, but the thing started taking ages. This is today. There's a whole lot of nonsense today. So you can see here we're running out highs, running out lows, we're running out highs, we're running out lows. So guys, this was an awful day to trade. If you're trading this, there was news, it's Friday. One thing I did identify though, let's go to the 1 minute time frame. So on the 1 minute time frame, this high and that high, they're really close together. So in my eyes, these are relative equal highs. I'll be expecting price now. We've run out the lows, these lows here, that low and that low. Where's the opposing liquidity? The opposing liquidity is to the upside. And it's one of those days where it's running out highs and lows, highs and lows. So that's what I'm looking at the moment. And so now when it comes to my entry, I'm going to explain my entry. Then I'm going to play me actually entering this trade. Okay, so now when it comes to my entry, price is around here. We traded through this high here. This wick traded above this high. When price came back up into this inefficiency here, this is where I call my entry. So this is why it's roughly about midway point of this with a stop loss beneath this low here. Price gives us lows, these lows here to use as stop losses. And just to understand this though, the closer it is to your entry, obviously the more riskier it is. 4 pip stop loss, and I'm looking to target those relative equal highs. And all I've got above these relative equal highs is I've just measured up 10 pips above the high, because you know that there's going to be stop losses within 10 to 30 pips of these highs, of these relative equal highs here. And so I've measured up 10 pips for where I want to take my TP. Hey guys, what's good? So I'm back again with another update. So as you guys can see, my stop loss held. Even if I had chosen this stop loss here, this low, to put my stop loss beneath the 1 minute low, which is this one over here, then this would have held too. As you guys can see to the right, price didn't come down close to it. But I'm about to go ahead and close out this trade. I have moved my stop loss to break even. I moved my stop loss to break even the moment we traded above this high, the relative equal highs. That's when I moved it to break even. So I'm just waiting for price to get to that 10 pip range above this high. It is currently, how many pips away? It's probably about 2 pips away right now. It is Friday and we are going late into the session, so I'm going to go ahead and close this off now, and that's my trading done. Okay guys, lovely. So I've gone ahead and closed off the trade now. You can see this was a beautiful trade. It wasn't a ginormous trade. It wasn't a gigantic trade. I closed it off at a 3.9R trade. Don't forget, this was a scalp. Well, it was meant to be a very short scalp. It ended up being a long scalp. There we go. So now you can see where I entered and where I closed. So from when I entered on this candlestick here, and I closed it off on this candlestick right here. So that was roughly about a 2 hour and 20 minute trade. This was the trade I took yesterday. That was the scalp. That's just the evidence of the scalp here. And then this is the trade I took today. And you can see that was a small stop loss. This was a small stop loss. This was 2 pips. This was 4 pips. Guys, it's all on the screen. You can see both the executions for both trades, that one and that one.